Good morning, everyone. It is. Every time I say those words, I think to myself, what fucking day is it? It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, March 31st. And, I just saw this really funny video about how March has been like the longest month ever, and I'm still laughing about it, but thank God it's the last day. I don't know why it matters really, but it's just kind of funny. So for today's class, I was thinking this morning, I always kind of like just go with whatever comes up that day for these classes. And I was thinking about how many different kinds of people watch these videos. So like I know that like my own family members sometimes will watch them and and go along, and I know that there are people that I've had yoga classes with that watch things like that. And then there's like people that I don't know that watch, and that's so cool. And that like everyone is so different, and yet everyone that reaches out to me about these videos gets something out of it. And I think it's so cool that there's that something simple like just breathing and moving can be something that reaches like so many different kinds of people. I just think it's really cool. I know that for me, a lot of times in the like yoga studio experience, I'm not the biggest fan of yoga studios because I feel uncomfortable. Even I feel like there's all these people that are like yogis and they like go every day, and I don't know. I get very uncomfortable. So I was thinking what a really neat setting it is to do it this way. That at least I know everyone that's reached out to me, everyone is so different, and yet everyone gets something out of it. Not all the same thing, but everyone gets something, and I just think that's really cool. And I was also thinking about how in this like self-isolation quarantined time that we're in, how much we really need each other. Like we really need each other. We need each other for things to run in our daily lives, and we need each other on a human connection level. When it comes to like needing everyday things, like we're not self-sufficient anymore. We don't, and I mean, I'm speaking from people that I know where I'm at. I'm sure that there are people in different parts of the country or different parts of the world that are different, but we don't have the ability to grow our own food in our apartments, all of our own food, or maybe we do, but we're not prepared for that. I'm not prepared for that, not right this second. And so how much we depend on each other. We depend on each other for these things that we need, just like basic things, which is great. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I miss the farmer's market. I miss going to the grocery store and talking to someone, like even the produce guy, or so I don't know, something like these people in our daily lives that we need. And then the human connection part. We need each other. And I have been really grateful and really, I guess you could say lucky. It's not the word I'm looking for, but I can't think. One of my very best friends that I've known since I was a little kid lives next door. And so her and I have been basically on quarantine self-isolation together. We only really see each other for the most part. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so lucky to have someone that's close to me, to my heart, physically close to me, that I can be with. There are a lot of people who don't necessarily have that, or that have people in their homes like their families, but they're not close to them. And there are things that we keep secret about ourselves, and there are things that maybe, you know, your family doesn't know, or that just feelings that maybe you don't feel comfortable sharing, right? So there's, and those, and when you're in a situation like that, you usually go outside of your home to find connection with someone. And so it just makes me think a lot about how much we need each other, and how we find people in our lives to give us these things that we need, and hopefully that we are these things for other people. So for today's practice, the main thing I wanted to focus on was just that there are people doing this video together, and that for this little bit of time, let's be the person that the other person needs. You guys that watch these videos or that do these with me, I need you. Otherwise I'd just be talking to myself all the time, which happens anyway, but that's not the point. So we're just going to sort of give gratitude for the fact that we're here. We're going to give gratitude for the fact that the weird in me needs the weird in you, and whatever people get out of these videos means the world to me, and the fact that different people get different things, and I can be that something for people that need it. So I'm really grateful for that, and I just want us to be here together. So find yourself a seat that's comfortable. I'm going to sit up on a blanket. You can choose to sit up on a blanket or a towel or a block or whatever you have close by, just to get your hips lifted up off the mat and to let your pelvic bone tilt forward just a little bit. You don't want this, but think about it like a bowl, kind of, and if you're sitting with your back rounded, your bowl is tilting back. So if you sit up on a blanket, you can bring your pelvis up. Talked about this in the meditation this morning, but same thing. Let's take 3 deep breaths together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just release everything in and out, and one more in and out. I'm going to ask that you bring your hands. I know it looks weird in these videos and I can never quite get it right, so I'm sorry, but this is my right hand. So this is my right hand facing out, and this is my left hand palm facing up, okay? This is the gesture of fearlessness. Both giving and receiving and equal. And I'd like you to think of this today as this place of, as we breathe for the next few minutes, instead of your breath being an in and out feeling, I'd like you to envision it as kind of a circle. And in that circle is your receiving and your giving. And everyone else that's breathing along is doing the same thing. So you're inhaling and exhaling, and it doesn't have to all be at the same time, but as you breathe, your energy, you're receiving the energy of the others, and you're giving your energy. This is your positivity and your love. The idea that you might find something in common. Support for one another. Permission to be weird. Permission to be upset or angry. An uncontrollable laugh. The hope that someone else finds a funny joke today. Just the idea of togetherness. Now imagine, if you will, if you want to close your eyes, that's fine. Imagine your breath and the breath of everyone who's following this going around in this big circle. Inhaling the energy of others and exhaling our own. Catch and release. Knowing that we're all here together. We all need each other for one thing or another. And the idea that when we're able to get together again, and when we're able to go to places like the farmers markets, or talk in the grocery store, or the nail salon, whatever it might be, that we're going to fully appreciate those moments. We're going to fully appreciate those people standing in front of us. And that we're going to see those people. Really see them. Bring your hands together at your heart. Rub your palms together. Create some heat. Faster, faster. Breathe. Get your energy going, and then separate your hands by about 1 inch or 2 and feel that energy between your palms. Close your hands again. Capture. Bring them over your heart. Breathe it in. Let's begin to move. Let your hands come down to your side. Inhale, both hands come up overhead. As you exhale, let your elbows lead the way. Let your arms float down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Nice long breaths. Exhale, down. Slow movements. Again, up. This time, gather the energy. Close your palms. Bring down through center. Bring it into yourself. Up. Gather. Exhale. Down. 2 more just like that. Inhale, gather. What can you gather from those around you? What do you know about your neighbors, right? That lady that's always gardening, the grumpy lady or guy next door, right? Gather their energy. Work with it today. Now we're going to reverse this. I want you to pause for just a moment. Think about what your energy is personally. Who are you? What do you bring to the world? Everybody brings something. Everyone brings something. Everyone is necessary. Gather that within yourself. Breathe up. Exhale, let it shine down. Let your palms face out. Wiggle your fingertips. Sprinkle yourself everywhere. Gather your energy again. Inhale up. What do you bring? What do you bring to the party? Exhale, sprinkle it out. 2 more just like that. Think about it. And 1 more, bring your uniqueness. Everything about you. Everything. Up. And out. Feel connected. This time, inhale the hands only halfway up, palms face forward. Arch your back slightly, let your chest shine forward, breathe in. Exhale, palms forward, gather this way. Let your arms cross and then let them float back open. Inhale, forward. Exhale, sweep in. Let your head come down, your chin towards your chest if you'd like. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, gather. One more, in. Exhale, out. Inhale, let your arms come down, sit up tall. Pull your belly back towards your spine, straighten out, elongate, drop your shoulders, shine the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Breathe. Inhale, both hands up overhead. Exhale, drop just the right hand. Left arm comes up overhead. Keeping this space here in your side as long as possible. Bend your right elbow. Stretch your fingers on your left hand away from your hip. Drop your right shoulder down away from your ear. Think about little spots where you can create more space. If you can, hope you can see this. Lift your rib cage up, straighten out, and then refine this pose. The reason I say these things about moving your rib cage and whatnot, and you can continue to breathe as you watch me do this. So there's a tendency to want to do this, right? Like you want your hands to touch the ground or something. You don't necessarily need that, right? You want your strength. You want your this all the way down. This is all one line, right? It's finding its way all the way down. Press your knee down. Press your hip down. And then little by little, let that stretch come up here. And then on this side, same thing. You don't want, keep breathing. You don't want your side all crunched in here. This doesn't make space for your breath. Oh, but that does. Does that make sense? All right, one more breath where you are. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, both hands up through center. Exhale to the left side now. Let your hand come out long. Pay attention to every movement. Press your right knee into the mat. Press your right hip into the mat. Keep those fingers long. And then come to this side. Rib cage up and over. Space. Make space. Breathe in. If you want to turn your head, look up towards your hand, you can. Also be aware, I'm going to move my hair so you can see, of this happening, right? Your shoulders like up in your ear. Let that come down. Space. Space. I know it feels weird and I know it's something you have to consciously be aware of, but sorry. As you breathe, feel your side body. What is happening? One more breath in and out. Inhale, both hands up. Palms meet, exhale down through center. We're going to do that same sort of motion, only we're going to move our legs out now. So you can come off your blanket or your block now if you'd like. When I say wide-legged, you do not have to come into the splits. It's not it. Let your legs come out to the side. Bounce your knees a little bit if that feels good. Kind of get your muscles going. I went on a run yesterday because I haven't left the house in 3 weeks. And my daughter went with her dad for a little while, so I went for a run. And my legs are killing me. So today, my wide-legged is, there's a split over here. I can't do it. So wherever you are today, be okay with that. That's my point of that story. Inhale, your arms come up. I'm going to start first with the toes flexed. So toes are flexed towards your face. Exhale, the right hand comes down, either to your toes or behind your leg. I just don't want you to like press into your thigh or press into your knee. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that the knee is safe here. So toes or behind you. And then same thing. Okay, let's find our energy line here. Maybe it's different with your legs out wide. Then I want you to think about this side body. Up, you can use, I don't know if you see a mirror. You can kind of lift your elbow and your shoulder to pick up that right side of your body and then move it out. Create space. Toes are flexed this time. Drop your right shoulder away from your ear. Roll your top shoulder back. Roll your left shoulder back. You don't have to look up if that's uncomfortable for your neck. But roll it up. Open up through. You'll notice all of your chest, your armpit, and everything in here. Breathe. Let yourself sink in if you can with your exhales. You feel like you're getting more flexible, sink in. And inhale back through center. Exhale, hands to heart. Other side, in and up. And then to the left. I can feel everything popping, cracking. So same thing here. Check in here. If you begin to roll forward, roll your right hip back. Create that same long line. And out. Same thing. We don't want to. This is not helping us. Create space in your ribs. Stretch all the way through the side. Roll your top shoulder back. Another story. A couple weeks ago I got in a car accident, just a small one. But my neck has not been the same since. And so to look up to the ceiling for me is incredibly uncomfortable now. So I can't do it. So the point of me saying that is in these classes, when something is cued or something is directed, and if it doesn't feel comfortable for you, doesn't feel good for you, please don't do it. Please come out of the pose. Please take a seat. Just pause. Whatever you need to do. And inhale all the way up. Both hands. Exhale, both hands to center. Now we're going to repeat pointed toes. Oh, different. Right, so you can kind of, sometimes you got to pick up the fleshy part of your body and move it in order to get yourself into a comfortable place. You can bend your knees here too if this is uncomfortable for you to sit. You can bend your knees and you can place a towel or a blanket underneath. Inhale your hands out to the sides. Look, you're a dancer. Now here we go. We're going to lead with just the right hand. So inhale nice and tall. Exhale, lead over. Inhale, exhale, up and over. You can turn the right palm up, so you're like holding this V shape, if you like. Breathe. Ground the left hip into the mat. Big breaths in and out. Then in, come up. Turn your body towards your foot. And exhale down. Now this, also same thing. Be aware of the want or need to bring the head towards the thigh. Keep your upper body nice and long. Okay, just come walk your hands forward while your back is as straight as possible for as long as possible, and then stop. Where are you today? What does your body want to do today? And then what I do is I just bend my elbows. When I want to go further, I don't necessarily walk my hands out further just yet. Just begin to bend your elbows and see how that feels. Look towards your right foot. Inhale up. Exhale, hands through center. I know what you're thinking. This isn't yoga, this is ballet. Well, yoga asana is a means to train your body to be able to sit, to find the strength to hold the breath so that you can find your inner peace. So, I think that anything that goes along with that counts as yoga. Arms out, drop your shoulders, find your breath. And here we go to the left side. Notice that my rib cage did not do this. Over. Flip your palm, other hand up overhead. Beach ball or V or, I don't know, breadstick. Whatever you want to think of here. Breathe. And then up. Turn your torso towards your foot. Drop your hands. Keep your spine long. Begin to lead with your chest towards your leg. Soften your belly. Let your breath come all the way in. Feel the stretch even in the top of your foot and all the way to your toes. And then all the way up, 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 up. Big breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. Let your legs come in. Use your hands to help your knees come up. Big arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, wrap your arms around your knees. Drop your head. Breathe into the back body. Try to relax your shoulders. Try to relax the back of your neck and your face. Unclench your jaw. And look up, come up. Let's make our way into tabletop. When you find your tabletop position, arms, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, toes are tucked, index fingers are parallel. Look down at your hands. Are your fingers wide? Are your index fingers parallel? And are your wrist creases parallel with the front edge of your mat? Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Boom. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your tail, tuck your head. 3 more just like that with your own breath. Cow. And cat. 2 more. Last one. And pause, neutral spine. Inhale here. As you exhale, turn your head around to look towards your right hip and bump your hips just a little to the right. Feel the stretch in the left side body. Inhale back through center. And exhale to the left side. Look back at your left hip, bump your left hip to the side. Inhale back through center. We're going to do 3 more times on each side with your own breath. So inhale through center, exhale and curve. Keep that same integrity of pulling your belly back towards your spine and your rib cage long on both sides, even as you twist. Second time. And last time. Each side. Back through center, sit back on your feet. Bring your knees wide, let your arms come out in front of you, child's pose. Just pause here for a minute. See how you feel. Stretch your arms out away from you. Press your hips towards the space behind you. Press down through your elbows and your fingertips to help push your hips back. Relax your face. Find your breath. Walk your elbows out if you need to. And let's come back up. Tabletop position. Press yourself back up to your first downward facing dog of the day. Tuck your toes. Press your hips back behind you. Let your knees hover just for a moment. And then press your hips up and to the space behind you. Let your knees be bent if they need to be here. Take your hands so they're as wide or slightly wider than your shoulders. Pedal your feet out here for just a moment. Use your breath. Inhale and exhale on your transitions from leg to leg. Notice what it feels like. Be aware of every movement that you're making. You have time to figure this out. 2 more breaths, whatever that means to you. And then we meet in stillness. Check in with your head and your neck. Press back through your hands. And then look up towards the front of your mat. Here comes the fun part. We're going to cross leg walk all the way to the front of the mat. So you're going to bring the right foot up and in front of the left. And then cross the left over the right. You can come up on your toes if that feels good. Or you can roll through the feet as you walk, each crossing over. Cross. Cross. The point of this, you can bend your knees and come up onto your fingertips depending on your flexibility. The point of this is to be aware of every movement that you make. When you finally get to the top of your mat, exhale into a forward fold. Take a big breath in. And breathe out. Let everything come down. Bend your knees if you need to. Let your head be heavy. Let your shoulders be heavy. Your hands. If your hands don't touch your mat, either bend your knees more or find blocks or books or something to keep your hands up on. I just bend my knees until I probably have to do this about 15 times before I can straighten my legs in the morning. So there's that. Let your head hang heavy. Just breathe here for a moment. Let your spine decompress. Breathe big into the back body and feel your rib cage expand. You can even put your hands on your back for just a second if you want. And feel. Feel what's happening. Inhale. We're going to bend the knees, sit back. We're going to come all the way up through center. Bring your hands together and stand all the way up. Oh, I don't have a head. Oh. Let's see here. Bam. Do you have a head now? Sort of. Okay. we are. We're going to stand just for a moment, right? Mountain pose, find ourselves, see where we're at today. Lift your toes up off the mat and ground down to all four corners of your feet. Then return your toes to the mat. Roll your shoulders back, tuck your tail, lift your chest. Shine your hands, your heart forward. Breathe. Here's that space again of what do I offer to the world? Everyone has their own thing, right? We're all different and that's what makes us great. So what are you offering today? Inhale, your hands come up overhead. Exhale, we're going to have the palms meet at the top and come all the way down through center. Elbows are forward, hands are in prayer pose all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. You can use your hands on your shins here if you'd like a little bit to press yourself forward, or you can leave your hands on the mat. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step your feet back to plank pose. Pause here, breathe. 3 long breaths, in and out. In and out. 2 more. 1 more. Out. Drop your knees. Let your feet come out. Drop all the way down to your belly. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Elbows point behind you. Inhale, cobra pose. Shine your chest forward. This can be as far up or down as you need it to be today. Breathe. Notice where your breath is here. Is it getting stuck in your face or in your throat, or can you let it come all the way down into your belly? Exhale, your forehead comes all the way down to the mat. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up through plank. So tuck your toes, straighten your knees, find the strength in your legs, find the strength in your hands, pull your belly up and in, and push up. From here, roll up and over into your downward facing dog. Here we go, we're going to walk to the front of the mat again, right leg over left. Where are you going? Cross, cross, cross. What are you taking with you? What are you offering? Sit back, inhale, hands come together and up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down and around, back to the gesture of no fear. As you stand here, what do you give? What do you receive? Who are you? And what can you see in someone else that they need for you to see? Bring both hands down and around. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms, step your feet back, plank pose. 1 full breath here. Drop your knees, come down to your belly, roll your shoulders back, cobra pose. We're not doing any chaturangas today. We're not going through up dog. I want you to really, really pay attention to every single movement that happens in your body. What am I doing? That's what I want you to think. What am I doing? How do I feel about this? Exhale, forehead down. Here we go. Tuck your toes, straighten your legs, pull your belly in, use your arms, plank pose. Now, bring your left hand in slightly. Turn so that your elbow crease is facing the front edge of your mat. We're going to come into side plank. Roll yourself onto your side. You can use your right leg as a brace here, so your right knee can come in front, or it can stack On top of your left foot, wherever you're at today. I'm not even sure where I am today. Inhale, top right arm up, side plank. Pull your side body towards the ceiling. Pull your chest towards the ceiling. Neck is long, head is straight, fingertips are wide and strong. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Right arm returns down to the mat. Lower your knees. Feet come together. Knees come wide. Child's pose. Take a break. How do you feel? What do you feel? Come back through tabletop. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Here we go. Let's start our walk. Crossing one leg over the other, all the way to the front of the mat. What's different this time? How does your body feel when you get to the top of your mat? Bend your knees, hands come together through center all the way up. Exhale, hands down and around. No fear. Fearlessness. Close your eyes and see how you feel. What are you choosing to give today? What are you choosing to show? What are you choosing to see? Okay, here we go. Both hands down to come up. Inhale. Exhale down through center, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back to plank. One full breath. Release your knees, release your body all the way to the mat. Roll your shoulders back, inhale up, cobra pose. Exhale all the way down. Same thing, tuck your toes, tighten up into plank. And side plank on the other side. Walk your right hand in slightly. Let your elbow crease be parallel with the front edge of your mat. Roll over onto the outside edge of your right foot. Figure out what you need to do with the left foot for your own stability. Left arm comes up towards the sky or the ceiling. Pull your right side body in. Here we go. 3 breaths. In and out. 2 more. One more. Release the left hand back to the mat. Same thing, child's pose. Let your hips come back. Widen your knees all the way back. Back through tabletop. Knees in, tuck your toes, press yourself up, downward facing dog. And then here we go. Let's walk again to the front of the mat. Legs crossing one over the other. Notice your foot rolling from toe to heel if that's how you're doing it, or from side to side if that's how you're doing it. Notice every little centimeter of movement in your body. You find yourself at the top, exhale into your forward fold. Inhale up through center. Exhale, hands come around and down. Right hand facing forward, left palm facing up. Okay, here we go. Hands come down to come up. Exhale down through center, forward fold. Now, leaving your hips and knees where they are, you're going to inhale, lift the right arm up. Twist. Exhale, drop it. Really slow breaths. I want you to feel every single thing here. Again, left arm now. Lead with your left elbow up. Straighten your arm. Exhale down. Right hand, inhale up. Exhale down. One more time on the left side. Exhale down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, refold, plant your palms, step your feet back to plank. Full breath here, in and out. Lower your knees, here we go, find your cobra. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you drop. Find your plank. Press up. Find your side plank. Right side, facing the ceiling. So you're on your left foot. Right arm up to the sky. Now this time, 3 breaths. We're going to curl. Bring the right arm underneath. Curl. And exhale, bring it up towards the sky. 1. Second time. Last one. Inhale and curl into yourself. Who are you? Exhale, up to the sky. Bring your hand back to the mat. Roll back. Plank pose. This time, press yourself straight up. Downward facing dog. Ooh. Check in with yourself here. How do you feel? Big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again, same thing. Here we go, without giving ourselves a break, back into plank pose. And find your side plank on the other side. Right arm to the mat, outside of right foot to the mat, left foot wherever it needs to be for support. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Breathe. Alright, inhale. Let's twist, bring the right arm, left arm underneath the right. And then open up. 1. Like you're gathering yourself, gathering from your belly. 2, and opening it up to the world. 3. And then open up, feel your radiance, your everything, your being shining. Release the left hand to the mat, release both knees to the mat, sit back on the heels. Bring your hands up. Feel yourself breathing along with everyone else in the world. There are people, even people not doing this class, but there are people doing yoga everywhere, concentrating only on their breath. We breathe as one. We exist as one. There is no just man. We are all the spirit. Whatever you believe that to be. Bring your hands to your heart for just a moment, and then let your hands drop behind you. We're going to come into traditional child's pose, so you sit back on your feet. Let your head come down. Your knees are together this time. Your head comes down in front of your knees. Round your spine. You're in like a little ball. Your hands are back towards your heels.
Then begin to find rabbit's pose. By rolling onto the crown of your head, let your hands drop to the mat. Your shoulders are heavy. You've rolled onto the crown of the head. Your hips are up high. Legs are still together. And all the way back and sit up.
And all the way to our bottom. Bring the left knee in and cross the right leg up over top. Right foot in, I'm sorry. Right leg up over top. Breathe in here. Exhale, twist your body to the right side. Left arm comes to the outside of the right thigh. Right arm comes behind you. Bend your left arm like you're saying hi, or you're going to give someone a high five. Gently press yourself into this twist. Pull from your belly as you exhale. Pull your belly in towards your spine. What do you stand for today? This pose is called Half Lord of the Fishes, which I love, because why not? But if someone can be half Lord of the Fishes, it can be anything. I do realize that he's not half Lord. It's just the name of the pose, but you can be Lord of your kitchen. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch. Whatever you do, do it well. Do it without apology. Bend your right elbow, right fingertips towards the sky. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we all need each other. There's no one person that can do everything, and there's no perfect, and there's no right. None of that exists. I even saw this thing today that said we need less successful people and more spiritual people. For one, I don't know why that's separated. But for two, no, we don't necessarily. We don't need anything. We need for everyone to be exactly who they are. Maybe we just need to learn how to work together a little better. But we need each other, and we need everyone different. Inhale back through center. Bring both of your legs out long in front of you. Flex your toes, sit tall, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Reach for your feet. Keep your spine as straight as possible. If you've come into a rounded spine, come back a little bit and lean forward with your chest hinging just from the hips. Avoiding this rounding shell here. So sit tall, hinge from the hips. Just breathe a few times here. Let gravity take its toll and bring you down. And then up through center and leaving your legs where they are. Begin to round your spine and come all the way back, flat on your mat. Hold your belly. Let your belly do the work. All the way down. Let your legs come out long and your hands come out beside you. Create space between your rib cage and your upper arm. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Let your tongue release from the roof of your mouth. Soften the space between your eyebrows. And stay in Shavasana as long as you like. For the sake of the video, I'm going to continue on. When you are ready, begin to find movements in yourself, ankles and wrists, maybe a big breath to move your belly and your diaphragm. Press your tailbone into the mat. Find a second here to see what feels good. Maybe you take a long stretch, arms up overhead, legs away from you. And when you're ready, roll over to your right side. Pause here for a moment. Look at your floor that needs to be mopped. Think about who you are today. Think about how you're going to see other people today. Think about how when this is all over, you're going to make an effort to tell the people that you love them. Face to face. When you're ready, sit all the way up. And turn your hands back. Gesture of no fear. We all hold the universe within us. No one better or worse. We all are equal and have something to give and something to learn from each other. I promise to be better at seeing that. And I hope that others do too. Bring your hands to your heart and bow to you. Bow if you would like. Now for your homework today. There is a song by Miranda Lambert, and it is called, oh, crazy. It is called All Kinds of Kinds. And there's also a song by No Doubt called Different People. And I suggest for your homework today that as you are in your home working, or as you are whatever you're doing, dancing around your kitchen if you can, driving if you're working or have to go somewhere, whatever it is, put those songs on, take a listen, and just have a little smile to yourself about humanity. That's it. Have a great day. Thank you for being here.